Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sasha, this is Sasha Reads, and this is my top 5 books that I read in autumn. So for the months of March, April and May, I read a total of 46 books. No, that can't be right. 46? No, it was 44. 44 books, and I rated 14 of them 5 stars. It was really hard to narrow down my top 5 of those 14. I think I've got it figured out. I do have some honorable mentions that I do want to talk to you about. First of all, let's go with the first book that I read in March, and that is Second Star to the Left by Megan Van Dyke. This is a reimagining of Tink and Hook from Peter Pan. Tink has stolen something from Hook, because she's trying to get her wings back. Hook needs to steal it back so he can get something of his own. They need to team up to try and find this thing so they can both get what they want. So they go on this quest. The angst between these two was just beautiful, because at the start you've got Tink seducing Hook to steal the thing from him, and then a couple months later Hook thinks he's been cursed by Tink because all he can think about is her. And so it's kind of like a rivals to lovers, in the sense of they don't like each other, but they do. They're just trying to conceal their feelings for each other, and when they finally do. I just really enjoyed this novel, and it was an ARC, so thank you so much to the author for a copy of the ARC. I am in the talks with Jess from the First Chapter Books to get my own copy, because I just really need this novel and I need a hard copy, and I want to reread it and annotate my own copy of it. I really adored this book, and I think everyone should pick it up. The next book on this list is Legends and Lattes by Travis Baldree. This is a cozy fantasy, a slice of life fantasy, if you will. It focuses on Vivian, who is a orc barbarian, and she wants to give up the mercenary life and open up her own coffee shop. And it's about her trying to find the place. Hang on. We have a guest star today, apparently. Someone woke up from his nap a bit early, but I need to finish this video, so here we go. So it's about Viv trying to find a place to lease or own to have this coffee shop here, and her just finding the perfect coffee machine and the coffee grind. The people she meets on the way and the friends she makes are just so beautiful, and I really enjoyed this novel, and I'm so happy when I found out that Tor picked up this book and it's becoming published by an actual company. It's not indie published anymore, because it definitely deserves it. Another book on this list is A Court of Silver Flames by Sarah J. Maas. This follows Nesta and her journey from coming out of the little depression spiral that she's in, that you see her in A Court of Frost and Starlight, and about her relationship with Cassian and how it grows from friends to rivals to lovers, basically. I had a really good time reading this. There is a reading vlog out if you'd like to watch it. I definitely related to Nesta a lot reading this. I feel like it has topped A Court of Mist and Fury. Not the relationship between Nesta and Cassian, even though those two feel like aren't as tame as Rhys and Feyre, but Rhysand is still god tier for me. So I can definitely relate to Nesta. I think just being the older sister. Yeah. Lots of thoughts and feelings in that vlog, so go watch the vlog if you want to hear more. Another favorite is She Who Became the Sun by Shelley Parker Chan. This is a book about how the Ming Dynasty came to fruition. It's a reimagining of that, focusing on this monk. When she was little, her father and brother died, so she pretends to be her brother to stay alive and goes to the monastery to train to become a monk. And it goes from there, and how the monk basically becomes a general. Yeah, I really enjoyed this novel. Another fantasy novel that, yeah, I really enjoyed. Can't wait to read the sequel. I thought it was a standalone, so when I finished it, I'm like, I need the next book now, thank you. So definitely keen to pick that up. I also found out that Shelley Parker Chan is an Australian author, which is even more exciting. And they live in Melbourne, I believe. So hopefully I will get to meet them sometime soon if they decide to do the Australia rounds. And before I talk about the last book on this list, my favorite of the season, I want to give some honorable mentions to the Mindfuck series by S.T. Abbey. This is a 5-book collection that I binge read about this girl, Lana. She was brutally attacked when she was younger. She has trained and honed her skills to become a serial killer to take revenge on her attackers. At the start of the book, you meet her. She goes on a date with this guy who turns out to be the FBI agent assigned to the case of hers, to the serial killer case. And it's about their romance as well. So yeah, very dark romance that I just jumped right into. I think it was my first dark romance and I absolutely adored it. Just had a feeding break, so don't mind me, and change in ankle and everything. But another honorable mention that I forgot to put on my list, but just remembered as I was doing the video, is The Never King in the Dark One by Nikki St. Crow. These are another Peter Pan reimagining. It's a dark romance, reverse harem. So definitely check out the trigger warnings and content warnings for that on the author's website. I especially loved the dark one. The Never King was, I think Never King was only like a 3-star, but the dark one like was full on 5-star, and I absolutely loved reading more about Vane, to be honest. I think he's probably one of my favorite characters. Big shout out, honorable mention to these 2 books as well. One more honorable mention is Neon Gods by Katie Robert. This is a Hades and Persephone retelling and I really enjoyed it. I obviously gave it 5 stars. Just the way that Katie Robert writes, I believe she is the queen of smut, but it's not just smut, it's also just the way she has done a modernized Greek mythology. I really adore Katie Roberts' writing and definitely cannot wait to read the rest of the books in this series and to read about all the couples and the overarching plot. Like, I just need to know how it all ends. I'm definitely enjoying reading them. And then my favorite book of the season goes to You Made a Fool of Death with Your Beauty by Akwaeke Emezi. This is their first romance novel and I absolutely adored it. It is about Faye, who is a bisexual woman who is trying to just live her life after the death of her husband, and she's just living it up, loving it up in New York when she gets an invite by one of her lovers to his island, and that's where she meets his dad and chaos ensues. And I absolutely love this romance. 5 out of 5 stars. One of my favorite romances, and I definitely would love to see Akwaeke Emezi write more romance because this book was just so good. I talked about it a lot in my ARC reading vlog. I also talked about it a lot in my May wrap up. So definitely go check those 2 out if you want to know more. So those were my top 5 and then some favorite books of autumn. Let me know down below if you had any books that you read in autumn that was like your favorite of favorites. And if they were the same, let's talk about it in the comments. You can add me on Goodreads, Instagram and Twitter. They're all at sashread. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. I will see you next time. Bye.